Good morning, guys. So today we're ready for Saxon Phonics Lessons 87, and yesterday we focused on the vowel digraph EA. So let's see what we're going to focus on today. Okay, we're going to warm up by saying our alphabet in a special way, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to think about our lowercase alphabet letters. And if it's a letter that hits the middle, like A, the middle line, you can see right here, then we're going to kind of karate chop to the side. We're going to go to the side. If it's a letter that reaches all the way up and touches the top, we're going to go up high. And then if it's a letter that goes below the line, our bottom line like G, we're going to give it a kick. Are you ready? So you have to think about it. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F. Uh-oh, get ready for G. G, H, I. What about J? J, K, L, M, N, O, and then P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, oh, ready, Y, Z. So you can tell there are a lot more letters that just touch that middle line than go to the top or go underneath. So most of the time they touch that middle line. And just as a little reminder, how many letters are in our alphabet? 26. That's right. There's 26 letters in the alphabet, and we have two types of letters. We have vowels and consonants. And so what are our vowels? A, E, I, O, U, and then what's that special letter that's a consonant but can sometimes be a vowel? Y, that's right. All right. So here are our letter name cards. So let's just quickly go through them. Are you ready? We have digraph TH, digraph NG, digraph EE. And so we said digraph a lot. Remember, digraph means two letters that have one sound. Then what about this one? Combination ER. And then this is our special one, trigraph IGH. Look for the dot. Vowel Y. A consonant E. Final syllable TLE. Digraph AY. Final syllable PLE. U consonant E. E consonant E. Final syllable DLE. Here's our new one. Digraph EA. O consonant E. Combination OR. Combination IR. Combination AR. Digraph AI. A consonant E. Final syllable GLE. Combination QU. Final syllable BLE. Digraph CH. Y. Q. V. Final syllable FL. All right, so let's look at our sound cards. Are you ready? So we have sheep, E. Digraph EE. Cheese, Ch. Digraph CH. Rain, A. Digraph AI. Staple, pull. Final syllable PLE. Bugle, ghoul. Final syllable GLE. Hay, A. Digraph AY. Yarn, Y. Horse, or. Combination OR. Bird, Combination IR. Butter, Combination ER. Feather, V. Digraph TH. Goat, G. Cube, U consonant E. Wagon, W. Thimble, digraph TH. Dime, I consonant E. Shark, sh. Digraph sh. Leaf, e. Digraph ea. Light, I. Trigraph igh. Hose, o. O consonant e. Candle, dul. Final syllable, d-l-e. Fox, x. Bubble, bull. Final syllable, b-l-e. Hook, digraph o-o. Cry, I. Vowel y. Star, r. Combination, a-r. Tooth, oo. Digraph o-o. Elephant, e. Quilt, qu. Combination, q-u. Candy, e. Vowel y. Very good. All right, you guys are going to echo the words I say and listen for the sound that's the same in each word. Are you ready? Eek, eat, eek. What did you hear that was the same? Eek, eat, eek. That's right. You heard that E sound, the long E that we talked about yesterday. And if you look in these words, look. Eek, eat, eek. That's that EA that we talked about yesterday. Remember, it makes the long E sound, and then we'd also cross off that A because we can't hear it, okay? So yesterday we learned that the first vowel is long and the second vowel is silent in digraph EA. Okay, I want you to listen to these words now. Are you ready? What about ed, et, ed, ed, et, ed. What sound did you hear that's the same? That's right, it's that short, listen, sound. So what letters do you think makes this sound? Let's break it apart. Ed, et, ed. That's right, the EA in these words makes the the short E sound in these words. So the other EA made the long E. This makes the short E. So what we're going to say is we're going to call this sneaky E2 because it's sneaky EA. It can say different sounds. It can say long E and it can say short E. All right, let's look at how these words are coded. Let's look over here. In this one I have eek, eat, eek. Since you hear the long E, we have the macron on top and then we have that A crossed out. Look over here though. We have ed. Since it makes that short sound, look, I've got the breve on top, but I still have the A crossed out. I've got the breve on top and et, and then I've got the A crossed out. And then I've got the E as a breve and the A's crossed out. So far the EA can make the long E and the short E sound, both of them. Now this time, listen to these words as I say them. All right, are you ready? Ache, ache, ate. Listen one more time. Ache, ache, ate. What did you hear? In the middle of those words, we heard the long A sound. We heard ache, ache, ate. So let's look at those words and figure out what we think makes those sounds. Look, I hear ache, ache, ate. That's right, the EA makes the long A sound in these words. So far, look how it's coded now. The E is marked off and then the A is long. Ache, because I don't hear that E at all. Ache, ate. So tricky digraph EA can make 3 different sounds. It can make a long E sound and say E like in speak. It can make a short E sound like in bread and say eh, or it can make a long A sound like in ache and say a. So is EA a vowel digraph or a consonant digraph? It's a vowel digraph because it's made up of vowels. E and A are both a vowel. Okay, here's the tricky part though. There is no rule that says which one to use for EA. So you might need to try each one and figure out which one sounds right. So for example, if I come to the word speak, I might say ek, spec. And would that really make sense if I was saying I want to spec? Like I want to speak? No, so I would try the other version. Okay, or if I come to steak and I try the long E, eat. Steak doesn't make sense. Or if I tried ek, stack doesn't make sense, but then I could say ache, steak. So EA is kind of tricky. We might have to sound it out a couple times. And sometimes you might have to read what's around it to figure out which one makes sense, okay? But it has 3 sounds. So it's pretty tricky. So we have 2 new sound cards for EA, okay? The sound card for EA that makes the short E, the sound, is thread. Okay, so listen, we would say thread, digraph EA. The sound card for EA that makes the A sound is steak. So we'd say steak, A, digraph EA. Very good. All right, so we're just going to quickly listen to this little song that's going to give us an idea about the 3 sounds of EA.
Eat bread and steak, the 3 sounds of EA. Eat bread and steak, the 3 sounds of EA. E, E, A. E, Eat bread and steak, the 3 sounds of EA. Eat bread and steak, the 3 sounds of EA. E, N, A. E, N, A. Eat bread and steak, the 3 sounds of EA. Eat bread and steak, the 3 sounds of EA. E, N, A. E, N, A.
Okay, so what that song was supposed to help us with is it has, if you look at the 3 words, eat has EA, which makes the long E sound. And then we can remember bread is the EA that makes the short E sound, bread, and steak is the EA that makes the long A sound. So if you can think of the words eat, bread, and steak, you can think of all 3 sounds that EA can make. So we're going to practice sounding out some words that follow the different rules. And remember, we might have to go back and try it a different way. So are you ready? So the first word that we're going to try is we're going to try with an E in the front, or S in the front, and a T behind. Ready? So, eat, seat. So this EA says E. That's right. Let's try another one. What if I put the ST in the front? Okay, let's put the ST at the front and then put a K at the end. Okay, we're going to try to sound this out different ways. So if I want to sound it out like the long E, I would say eek, speak. Does that make sense? No, what's another way I can sound it out? The short E, so ek, step. Does that make sense? No, and then what's the other sound? A, so ache, steak. Steak makes sense. All right, let's try another one. What if I put a P at the beginning of it? What could we say? Eek, peak. So this one makes the long E sound. Very good. All right, let's try another one. What if I put the M behind it and then I put an ST at the front. So this one I've got the ST blend, so I'd say st. What's one way we can sound it out? It can say E, so steam. Steam. Does steam make sense? Yes, so the EA would make sense there, because I couldn't say aim if it had the long A, or stem, stem. Well, stem is a word, but it doesn't have the EA in it. All right, one more. What if I put the CR blend in the front and then put an M at the back? Let's try it with the A first. Aim. Crane? Is that a word? No. What about the short E? Creme. Creme? Is that a word? How about cream? Cream is a word. So EA is one of those tricky ones where we just have to try and remember that it can make the E, long E, it can say for the short E, or it can say A as in the long A. All right, and here are our letter name tiles. And remember, we didn't change anything today because we talked about EA and we've already talked about vowel digraph EA. We just learned that there's more sounds for it. Now on the sound cards, we did change. Do you guys see it? Right, there's one right over here. You can see where we added leaf yesterday, but here's steak. And remember, steak makes the long A, so we'd say steak, A, digraph EA. And then we have EA over here too, and we'd say thread, digraph EA, because look, it's making that breathe, the short E sound. All right, now let's practice coding some of those words that have that EA in it.
Confusing. We talked about yesterday that EA digraph can say E. Today we learned that it can make two other sounds. It can say like in ed, so like a short E, or it can also say A like in ache, like a long A. So, and we learned that there's really no rule for us to follow. So sometimes we just have to try it and see if it sounds right, and then we might have to go back and fix it. So in our first word, what do you see? I see that EA, so I'm going to go ahead and underline it. And which way do you think we should try first? Let's just try that long E that we learned yesterday, and if we have a silent A. So if I read it like that, it says eat. Greet. Greet. Does that sound right? No. Okay. And also, if you look, I've got the word book behind it, so we can use that word to kind of help us to make sure it doesn't make sense. Greet book doesn't make sense. All right, let's try it a different way. What if I underline it and I try it with the short E, silent A? Then it would be gret. Gret books? No. Let's try it the last way that we learned. And that was the silent E, long A. So great. Great book? That makes sense. So in this word great, it does the long A sound like in ache. So great book. And then what's this word? You guys just know that one, don't you? But how would we code it? Is there a way to code it? No, it's one of those sight words, so we're just going to circle it. Great book, two, and then this last word. What are we going to do to it? What do you see? I've got that EA, so I need to underline it. Now remember, it can be different ways that we can do this, okay? So let's think about this. The first way that we learned was the long E, silent A. Let's try it that way. Read. Is read a word? Yeah, let's see if it makes sense in that sentence. Great book to read. It makes sense. So that was the way we were supposed to code it. Remember, we could have tried it the other way, and if it didn't make sense, we can always go back and fix it, right? So great book to read. All right, right down here. We've got the EA again, okay? Let's go back and do the rest of the sentence so that we can try to read it with that to see if it makes sense, okay? So my first word, or my middle word right here, what do you see? I've got an A that's in front of an N, so it's going to be short. So and, we just know that's a sight word too. And then over here, what do you see? It's a longer word, so let's go ahead and find our vowels, okay? So I've got a U, and I've got an E, and I've got two consonants in between it. So I'm going to break it apart between those consonants. Now here, my first syllable, I've got a U in front of a T, so that U is going to be short. And then over here, I've got that ER letter combination, so what do I need to do? I've got to arc them together. I got to connect them together underneath. So now I have ut, but, and then over here I have ter, butter. So the rest of our sentence or phrase says and butter. So we need to figure out which way that this EA is going to go to make it make sense in there, okay? So let's look. The first way that I can do it is the one that we did first, which is the long E, silent A. So breed. Breed and butter. Does that make sense? No. All right, let's try it again. I can also remember make it a short E, silent A. Bread. Bread and butter, does that make sense? Yes, it does. So if you look, we have great book to read, bread and butter. Look at our 3 words that have that EA. In this one, great, it has the long A sound. In this one, read, it has that long E sound. And in this one, bread, it has that short E sound. So we actually coded one of each of the words, okay? All right, I know that's confusing, but remember you can always go back and fix it if we say it and use the wrong vowel sound, okay? All right, you guys did an awesome job.
All right, now we're going to go ahead and pull our activity sheet out, and so we're going to practice that skill we learned today. All right, guys. So yesterday we were introduced to vowel digraph EA, and then today we learned that vowel digraph EA can actually make 2 other sounds. Yesterday we learned the long E sound, but we also learned it can make a short E like in thread, or it can make a long A like in steak. Okay, so let's go ahead and warm up by practicing some of those spelling sounds, okay? So if I say I, how can I spell the sound I? I can say I, consonant E, very good, or I, and then ending, what letter can make the I sound at the end? Y, very good. Remember that Y can make an I or an E if it's used as a vowel at the end. What about the k sound? That's right, K, comma, C, because K or C can make the k sound. And then endings, remember CK after a short vowel, K after a consonant, KE after a long vowel, and C if it's a multisyllabic word or more than one syllable like plastic that has that C at the end for that k sound. What about the A sound? We have A, consonant E, and A, and then what ending do we write down if we hear it at the A sound at the end? That AY, very good. Okay, what about the R sound if I want to spell R? AR, very good. All right, and then O. O, consonant E, and then O, and then what ending? OW, very good, like in snow. How about the S sound? S, comma, C, because S and C can both say S. And then endings, we can have SS after a short vowel. You can have SE after a consonant, or you can have CE after a long vowel. And then what about the long E sound, the E sound? It can be EE, very good, or E, and ending EE, comma, and then that Y, if you hear it at the end. What about ch? CH, perfect. How about U? U, consonant E, and U, very good. And then what about OR? OR, good job. All right. On number 11, we're going to try to spell the word ago. So let's think about it. Ago. If I hear that it sounds like the U sound, and then go I know is G-O. But does that look all right? No, remember that sounds can sometimes be an A, so that A makes the instead of the
the A sound. All right, let's try another one. How about away, away? Well, I hear that sound, and then way, W, and then the A sound at the end, so the AY. But does that look right? No, that sound at the beginning is actually that A. Because remember, it can make the sound like in banana. Okay. All right, let's try another word. What if I want to spell the word red? Red. So if I hear red, I hear R, then E, and then D. But look, is that red like I read a book? No, that's red like the color red. If I want to spell red like I read a book, I need to have that A in the middle. Like, okay? So that's one of those you have to know which one they're wanting you to spell. What about bread? Bread. Well, I hear that brr blend. So that's that BR, then E, and then D. Bread, bread. Oh, that's a different type of bread. I want to make sure I put that A in there to make the bread that I want to say. How about great? Great. I have GR, then A, long A, T. So that's what I hear, but look, if I sound that out, grat. That's not right. Great is one of those words that has EA like in ache. All right, let's try to code some of those words. All right, so the first one is easy. What do you see? I see that EA, so I'm going to underline it. But now I have to figure out which way I'm going to sound that word out, okay? Well, let's try it with the long E, sneaky A first. Ye. Do you think that's right? No. So let's erase that. Let's try it with the short E, silent A. Yay. Yeah, it's the word yay. Good job. All right, what about the next one? Okay, so I can underline it. I'm going to try the short A, short E, sneaky A. So breck. Does that make sense? No. Let's try another one. How about long A? Break. Does break make sense? Yes. So remember, EA is one of those that sometimes you just have to try it different ways. All right, what about the next one? Well, look, I've got several vowels. I've got vowel, consonant, vowel at the beginning. So I actually have to break it apart right here. Now that EA is right here, so I'm going to underline it. And then let's look. That A is over there by itself. What did we learn about the A that's by itself most of the time? Like in words like even, it usually, the E makes the long E, but A when it's by itself in a syllable almost always does that schwa, that upside down E, and says So I have and then I need to figure out which type of EA this is going to be. So I'm going to try the long E, sneaky A first. So heed. A heed? Does that make sense? No. Let's try the short E. Short E, sneaky A. Ahead. That makes sense, doesn't it? All right, the next word, what do you see? Well, it's got digraph TH I can underline. It's got the EA. So let's see. Let's try it with that short E, sneaky A. Thread. Does that make sense? Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and mark the thread. And then our next word. I have to figure out, where do you think I break this word apart? Because it's two separate words. Let's just try down the middle and see if it makes sense. So over here, I've got that EA. I'm going to try it with long E, sneaky A. Heed. Does that sound right? No. Let's try it with the short E, sneaky A. Ed. Head, very good. And over here, what do you see? Got that trigraph IGH. So long I, sneaky G, sneaky H. Light. Head, light. Very good. All right, guys, we're going to skip coding those last couple words on the bottom for today. And then we're going to go ahead and turn our sheet over, and we're going to do something a little bit different in this. We've got to look at this picture, and we have to figure out what verb we need to add. Remember, a verb is an action to our sentence, okay? So I know you guys can read this. It says, the dog is... So let's go up to the dog. I'm going to circle the dog. What is the dog doing? The dog is eating. So I'm going to find eating, and I know it's eating because it says eat. And then ing, and I'm going to write it down there, okay? What about the next one? The cat is, so let's look. What's that cat doing? Well, what kind of words can we say? Jumping, is it jumping? Yeah, the first word we saw it was doing. So the cat is jumping. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight because I used that word. Okay, look at this one. This is a multisyllabic word, so break it down. It's like 2 CVC words. It. Bit. The rabbit is, what do rabbits do? That's right, they hop. So do you see hopping? Yeah, hopping is right over here. So the rabbit is hopping. What about the next one? The girl. The girl is, what is she doing? She's just sitting on the ground. Do you see the word sitting? Yeah, there it is. It. The girl is sitting. Very good. And then the man. The man is, what's he doing? Look at that. He is throwing. So where do you see throwing? That's right. It starts with that the TH. Throw, and then ing. The man is throwing. Very good. All right. You guys did an awesome job today. There's a couple words at the bottom if you want to test them out and see if you can do them. But other than that, you are finished for today. Great job, guys. Thank you.